What are you looking for today? You want some rocks? Ooh, that's that good nature. Here. Ooh-wee. Look at that, look at that, look at that. Hold up. All right, we're good. Check it out. You can grow it. You can just get it and give it water and it grows. It's crazy. Brought a little something with me. Yeah, look at all that moss. We're gonna go crazy. Gonna go crazy tonight. What's up, YouTube? I'm Josh, and this is Josh's Mosses. Today, we're gonna be building kind of a spooky themed terrarium. Yeah, I have an idea for what I want to do with it, but also kind of, I'm just gonna, freeball it. What's up, everybody? We're here at my local disc golf course, and there happen to be some burned logs around, and you know what that gets me thinking? Terrariums. So anyways, let's grab some of this. Oh yeah, that's the good stuff. But you can still see it's got a nice sheen to it, and has just a little bit of that glassy kind of sound to it. There's a giant pile of charcoal around here somewhere that I actually came out looking for today, and I've not been able to find it, so I guess these little scraps will have to do. All right, what have I got here? A bunch of random stuff from the woods and the desert. This one. Anyways, this is just a messy mess pile. This one's so cool. Get this cool L for lava rock. It's got some lichen on there and whatnot, but this one's got some character. It could be a pyramid or a bridge, or wow, it's pretty cool. So, whenever I'm out hiking around either in the desert or in the forest, I usually can't help myself. And if I see a cool rock like this, ooh, look at that. Look at that shape. Can't help myself throwing it in the backpack, even if I gotta hike it 5 miles back home. On to the fun part. We've got a nice 2-gallon jar here, and we're gonna start off as usual with a drainage layer. So I've got some crushed red lava rock, which I thought would look pretty cool in here, and some slightly bigger, not crushed red lava rock. I'll use a little bit of the big stuff to just kind of build up the backside of the terrarium here. So as with most terrariums, we're just going to start with a drainage layer, which will save you if you overwater. Stones. This gives us a little bit of a base, something to work with here. It seemed like a lot more rocks when I was smashing them with the hammer, but I have just the thing. Got this big old bag of rocks here. Anyways, so I'll just dump them in. Perfect. Just enough to cover that. Happy enough. So you want to grab your screen here, and as you can see, Moira's here to hang out. We've got our drainage layer in. We want to get our little mesh screen in. Now this next step, I'm just doing because I think it looks cool, but we already added charcoal to our substrate. You remember. This is the charcoal you saw me hunting for in the local park this afternoon. Charcoal helps to camouflage that mesh just a little bit. It just helps to filter out some impurities, and it's really great at holding on to water and keeping it relatively clean. You'll wash up for this next part. Okay, we can go ahead and put our substrate down now, which I'll show you what it's made out of right now. Boy, that's a good kitty. Oh, this is the tension pants. starting from the back, work my way forward, and cool. Here we are, we've got our nice little patch of carpet moss. And what I like to do is, generally if I can, I'll look for a piece on a rock. And you can see this has been in a bag for a little bit. There's actually a few different types of mold here. Don't be too alarmed. Mold is part of nature. I think, you know, a lot of people are really scared of it. Cool thing is you don't have to eat it. Yeah, this is kind of just a simple basic method for washing off mosses, and everyone has a little bit of a variation in how they do it, but the Josh wash. Just give it a good spray down. As you can see here, I've got a variety of mosses here. I'll put the names on the screen because I can never remember the Latin names on hand. Brachythecium revulare. Now that we've got our jar ready to go, we can start hardscaping. I decided to go with these sweet red lava rocks because they look pretty cool. And that was my entire reasoning for it. I'll be scaping it backwards so that you guys can see it. So like I was showing you in the beginning of the video, I want to try and incorporate this somehow. It's got that glow-in-the-dark plastic, and just figured it'd be a nice little accent. My idea is to kind of shimmy it into the substrate a little bit, but this part usually takes a little bit of f***ing around to see what you like, or to try and achieve the vision that you have. Pack a little bit of the soil in underneath the rock before I spray it down, just to help lock things in a little bit. Give it a nice, just kind of pack in some of that substrate, because we just put it on there really loose so that we could play around with it as we have been doing here. All right, we've got our awesome pile of washed mosses. We're gonna greenify this sweet jar. Let's add our mosses. This is arguably the best part. Obviously, scrubbing rocks and making dirt isn't necessarily the funnest thing, but it kind of is. Let's get to it. Got my little painter's tray here. Let's start with a little patch of carpet moss. I just like to put kind of the low growing stuff in the front, and sort of as you go back in the terrarium, you can put larger and taller plants. And it just kind of helps giving a sense of scale for this whole thing. So you can push it in with your fingers. I will say these long tweezers are very useful, whether you're making terrariums or just working with mosses and trying to keep them happy. It can be a bit of a challenge. And sort of try to pack it in a little bit. If something doesn't quite fit the shape you're trying to mold around, then rip a little piece off. All right, this little chunk of pillow moss. I just really love how this stuff looks. Maybe in the front here. It's kind of an awkward spot for me to get my hands into. But I like to go in and sort of press things in, you know, or almost doing a little bit of architecture, adding some structure here. And the more plants and mosses you put in, the more everything will kind of lock together. Yeah, sometimes you just got to be creative with how you maneuver these mosses. Doesn't it just look good? You start putting a few little green pieces of this and that. Let's add some plants. I have some phytonias, or nerve plant here, and I've been kind of heavily cutting clones off this, but as you can see, it just keeps shooting up fresh new arms. Seems pretty happy to me. Let's give it a good snip. You don't have to do this, but I like to cut my stems at a 45-degree angle, which just gives the plant a little bit of extra surface area to start creating its roots. Okay, so you're gonna take your little plant here. This one was maybe a little bit short. Let's see if she wants to fit in where I'm gonna put her. We'll just chop these two little leaves off here. And that should give us the room we need to plant this little guy. I really want to get it right in here. Stay down there. So ornery little plant. I'm thinking a nice big patch of this riverside moss here. Moira wanted to come and see the progress we've made. Yeah? Oh, shoulder time. Okay. There you go. All right. Yeah, let's grab this nice little clump. You like that one? I'm gonna take this guy and tuck him to bed underneath this little piece of moss. It doesn't look perfect. It doesn't have to be. You can take as much time as you want to build a terrarium. Don't get frustrated. Just be patient. It takes time. Okay, so I've got this awesome little tiny patch of dicranum moss in my moss farm, or just one of my many plastic bins full of mosses that I'm growing, and it's gonna be perfect for this last little spot. Let's give this thing a good spray.